Alexander Rodchenko was a groundbreaking Russian artist, designer, and photographer, best known for his contributions to the Constructivist movement. He revolutionized photography in the early 20th century by embracing bold angles, dynamic compositions, and an innovative use of perspective. Rodchenko's work broke away from traditional aesthetics, favoring a modern, experimental approach that aligned with the ideals of Soviet avant-garde art. His photography often featured extreme high and low angles, diagonal lines, and geometric forms, creating striking, energetic images that conveyed movement and structure. Rodchenko also played a key role in photojournalism, using the camera as a tool for social documentation. His portraits, street photography, and industrial scenes capture the essence of Soviet life with a sharp, modernist vision. Beyond photography, Rodchenko was a talented graphic designer and painter, working closely with Vladimir Mayakovsky to create bold propaganda posters and book covers. His multidisciplinary approach influenced generations of artists and remains a major reference in modern visual culture. Rodchenko's innovative techniques continue to inspire photographers, filmmakers, and designers today, cementing his legacy as one of the most influential figures in 20th century photography. This video delves into Rodchenko's artistic journey, his groundbreaking experiments, and his lasting influence on modern art and design. Join us as we celebrate the legacy of this avant-garde visionary, whose bold approach continues to inspire generations of artists, designers, and photographers. My book, Through the Lens, inspiring quotes from master photographers, is now on sale. Inside, you'll find a fascinating and uplifting collection of thoughts, experiences, and wisdom shared by some of the greatest photographers of all time. Don't miss out. Grab your copy today. You can find the purchase link on Amazon in the description box below. Alexander Rodchenko was born on December 5, 1891, in St. Petersburg, Russia, into a working-class family. In 1905, Rodchenko moved to Kazan. After his father's death in 1907, his family struggled financially but supported his education. He studied at the Kazan School of Art from 1910 to 1914, where he met Varvara Stepanova, his lifelong partner and collaborator. In 1915, seeking a more dynamic artistic environment, he moved to Moscow, studying at the Stroganov Institute and engaging with Russian avant-garde circles influenced by Vladimir Tatlin and Kazimir Malevich. Rodchenko's early work focused on abstract geometric compositions, influenced by Suprematism. However, his vision extended beyond painting. The 1917 Bolshevik Revolution transformed his approach. He saw art as a tool for social change and actively participated in Soviet cultural reforms. Between 1917 and 1920, he held key roles in reorganizing art institutions, helping to establish public museums and reform art education. He also joined the Constructivist movement, rejecting traditional painting in favor of functional design. His Black on Black series from 1919 and the Pure Red, Pure Yellow, Pure Blue triptych from 1921 marked a radical break with past artistic traditions. By the early 1920s, Rodchenko had abandoned painting, focusing instead on industrial design, architecture, and graphic arts. He embraced the productivist philosophy, creating utilitarian designs such as furniture, textiles, and household items. He also played a major role in Soviet propaganda, producing bold posters and magazine designs that blended art with political messaging. His 1924 poster books remains one of the most iconic examples of early Soviet graphic design. Photography became his primary medium in the mid-1920s. Rodchenko revolutionized the field with experimental angles, high-contrast compositions, and dynamic perspectives. His work, published in avant-garde magazines like Lev and Novyi Lev, helped establish Soviet photography as a cutting-edge art form. His collaboration with the poet Vladimir Mayakovsky further solidified his role in Soviet visual culture. However, as Stalin's regime took control in the 1930s, the avant-garde movement fell out of favor. Socialist realism became the official artistic style, and Rodchenko's experimental approach was condemned as formalism. Forced to abandon constructivist design, he turned to photojournalism, documenting Soviet industrial achievements and parades, though under strict ideological constraints. He was prohibited from depicting the darker aspects of Stalinist modernization, such as political repression and famine. Despite political limitations, Rodchenko continued working throughout the 1940s, quietly returning to painting and creating abstract works that were never exhibited due to government censorship. Though suppressed during Stalin's rule, his groundbreaking contributions to modern art, photography, and design were later rediscovered. Alexander Rodchenko passed away on December 3, 1956, in Moscow, Russia, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape visual arts worldwide. Alexander Rodchenko was more than just an artist. He was a revolutionary force who redefined the way we see the world. His work was not confined to a single medium. He painted, sculpted, designed, and most importantly, captured moments through the lens of his camera that challenged conventional perspectives. His vision was one of transformation, one that sought to break away from tradition and embrace a future where art was not merely for admiration, but for purpose. When Rodchenko turned to photography, he did not simply take pictures. He reimagined the very act of seeing. He rejected the familiar and sought new vantage points, shooting from extreme angles, tilting the frame, and emphasizing geometric compositions. His images forced viewers to engage with the world differently, to question their assumptions, and to find beauty in the unexpected. Through his lens, ordinary moments became extraordinary, and routine scenes took on new meaning. But Rodchenko was not just an artist. He was a visionary who understood that creativity must serve society. His collaborations in graphic design, particularly with poet Vladimir Mayakovsky, were not just about aesthetics. They were about communication, about delivering messages that resonated with the people. His bold typography and striking compositions made art a tool for revolution, proving that design had the power to inform, persuade, and inspire action. His belief that art should be accessible and functional extended beyond photography and design. He ventured into industrial and textile design, shaping objects meant for everyday life. He saw no boundary between art and utility, believing that creativity should be woven into the fabric of existence, influencing how people live, work, and think. This conviction led him to play a vital role in art education, striving to equip new generations with the skills and vision to build a future where art and industry worked hand in hand. Rodchenko's legacy is not just in the images he created or the designs he crafted. It is in the way he pushed boundaries, challenged perceptions, and demanded that art serve a greater purpose. He was not content with the status quo. He wanted more, he saw more, and he made others see more. His influence lives on in the artists, designers, and photographers who continue to break barriers, innovate, and see the world not just as it is, but as it could be. Let Rodchenko's life be a reminder. Art is not passive. It is not meant to decorate, to sit idly on walls or pages. It is meant to move, to challenge, to inspire. It is a force of change, a tool of revolution, and a way to redefine reality itself. The question is, how will you see the world?